Okay guys, welcome back. So we're going to go through the nervous system part 2 today. We're going to be kind of focusing on the different messages that the brain sends out. And these are going to be generic, large-scale messages that affect numerous parts of the body simultaneously. Okay, the brain can send out kind of individual, smaller messages, but we're going to kind of talking about the two large messages that the brain sends out. Okay. So just kind of a recap from yesterday, or from not yesterday, but last lecture. So basically how the brain works is it uses three systems: sensors, control centers, and responses. So the first thing that's going to happen is you sense something. So that happens, throughout your body. Okay, it can be any kind of thing, and it's going to be sent down from your nerves into your spinal cord up to your brain. Okay, once it reaches your brain, now you're in your control center. So the brain, the spinal cord is also considered a control center, but the brain's our main one. Now you're going to start thinking about, well, what did I just sense? Okay, what should I do about it? And once you formulate a response, okay, you can then send out that response, and you can send it out to all kinds of different parts of the body, wherever you want to send that response to, okay? And that's kind of the blue part. And that's what we're going to be kind of focusing on today, is what are these main messages the brain sends out? What are these generic messages that kind of activate the entire body? So in part 2 of the nervous system, we're going to discuss the two general messages the brain sends out after receiving a sensory message. Okay, so it receives some kind of message from your eyes, or a message from your nose, or a message from your leg. It basically receives a message. Your brain's now thinking about it, and it's going to send out one of two generic messages. Okay, so after receiving the sensory message, the brain will formulate a plan and then send out a response. And the response is going to be to activate one of these two systems. Okay, so the first system we're going to talk about is the parasympathetic nervous system. And it's the system that is for keywords here: sit and digest. So the sitting is relaxing, so it will activate all different parts of your body in order to relax. And then it will also activate all your parts of your body to digest food as well. Okay, so that's the main times that you're going to activate this system, is when you need to rest, such as sleeping, and then when you need to digest your food. Also, just general relaxation. Okay, it's important for us to relax when we're meditating. This is what we're trying to achieve. Okay, is activation of this parasympathetic nervous system in order to relax. Now, the opposite of that is our sympathetic nervous system. This is called fight or flight. So this is preparing the body for stress. This is what gets activated when you are stressed. So your body gets all tense, and you activate certain body functions in order to prepare yourself to flee, like to run away, or to fight, because these are kind of ancestral responses. Okay. All right, so let's go through and see what happens here. So the first thing we're going to talk about is our parasympathetic, so our sit and digest. So what happens, what kind of message does your brain send out when you need to sit and digest? Well, it's going to activate a whole bunch of different parts of your body. It's going to activate a number of our different organ systems, because remember, our nervous system controls our organ system. So a couple things it's going to do, it's going to constrict your pupils, okay? So it's going to take your eyes and it's going to constrict them. So it's going to make your pupils really, really small. Okay, it's going to start activating your salivatory glands. So when you need to eat, you need to make saliva. So that's why your brain will basically receive the sensory information. Oh, I'm about to eat food, and then it will start developing a whole bunch of saliva. It's also why some people drool when they sleep, because you're activating the same salivatory glands when you sleep. Okay, your heartbeat's going to slow down. Okay, so it's going to go into your cardiovascular and slow your heartbeat. It's very difficult to fall asleep when your heart's beating fast, which is why it's very difficult to fall asleep after exercise. You need your heartbeat to be slow. Okay, your lungs basically slow down. You stop breathing so heavily, and you take shorter breaths, and that's what happens when we sleep. Your stomach becomes active. Okay, we don't want it normally active, but if you're going to be sitting and digesting, you want your stomach active, you want your liver active, you want your intestines active, your whole GI tract becomes active, along with your bladder. This is also the time that we oftentimes feel like we have to urinate. Okay, it's very rare that you're stressed out that you have to urinate. It's usually when you relax is when the times that your body says, okay, this is a good time to activate our bladder. Okay, so all these things will become activated when we try and sit and digest. It's also known as what depressants do to us. Okay, so if you ever take a depressant, and there's some medications that are related to that, or some kind kind of substances that we can consume when we're older, like alcohol. Alcohol is considered a depressant, and this is what alcohol does. It will make you salivate more. It slows down your heart rate. Okay, it makes you digest food. It makes you pee a lot. Okay, because it's activating this system. Now, opposite to the sit and digest system is the fear flee. Okay, or fight or flight. And this is the exact opposite. This is when you got to ramp up the body. Okay, you're going to basically shut down everything that's not related to fighting or running. So you're not going to have any of your digestive system running at this point. Okay, you don't need to be processing food if you're trying to run away from like a bear or something like that, or if you're going to get into a fight. So the sympathetic nervous system, when this system is active, it indicates the body needs to become active and prepare for fighting or running. This system is activated. We need to be alert and we feel stress. This system would become active if you thought someone was going to hit you. Okay, so say a ball comes flying towards your head, or someone looks like they're going to punch you. All of these things will all become active. Okay, so your eyes, your pupils will dilate. You open up your pupils to make sure that you can see as much as possible. Okay, you want to make sure that you can bring in all that sensory information. You stop salivating. Okay, there's no reason to be salivating right now because you want to actually start fighting or running. Okay, your heart, you start increasing your heartbeat because you need to now start pumping more oxygen around. You start breathing heavily, and your breaths become deeper. Your stomach stops. Okay, you stop your liver, you stop your small intestine, you stop your bladder. All these things stop because you don't want to be digesting food right now. You want all your energy going towards your muscles. Okay, your kidneys will start releasing epinephrine. So what epinephrine is adrenaline. If you've ever felt that tingly feeling over your body, when you start driving, you'll see it if cops ever pull in behind you. But it's this kind of this tingly feeling that comes over your body. It's a release of a hormone that makes you a little bit more alert, makes you a little bit more powerful for a short period of time. Okay. Now these things, opposite of a depressant like alcohol, these would be things like caffeine. Okay, caffeine's a stimulant, and the stimulants activate our sympathetic nervous system. So all these things, if you drink a bunch of coffee, or say you take an energy drink, all these things happen to you. Okay, you stop doing your digestion. Your heart's going to start racing. It's basically preparing yourself for fleeing. Okay, so thanks guys. If you have any questions, let me know.